Top 5 Best Hardcore Sports Cars 2022. Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren. They all want to have best hardcore sports car. We've tested them all to determine which one takes the accolade. Welcome to True Blue Petrolhead territory. This is where incredible outright grip and pace, vivid driver engagement and thrill, supreme handling, poise and track day ready specification and purpose all abide. You'll like it here. The cars we're saluting are genuine immortals of speed and excitement. Some of them are so exciting, in fact, that they don't really belong on the road at all, although all are road legal with number plates. But all are cars you'd be in the market for if you wanted a money no object track day tool to enjoy through the summer months, and something you could drive home in afterwards. Here, we rank both current production machines as well as those that have gone off sale but have yet to be replaced, because these kinds of cars don't come along often, don't stay around for long, and the best remain relevant long after they've disappeared from the sales brochures. To chart 10 of these cars without counting those that are technically defunct would be to deny some amazing drivers' cars the recognition they're undoubtedly due. But which are due the most? 1. McLaren 765 LT. The latest model in McLaren's special Longtail series is not without its flaws, but as an explosive tour de force in the upper echelons of the track day supercar world, it takes some beating. For one thing, the effort and expense that has gone into the 765 LT deserves recognition. Removing weight from something as light as the 720S is no mean feat, and has necessitated extreme measures such as the use of titanium wheel nuts and thinner glazing, which help save 80 kilograms in total and give the car's powertrain frighteningly little to hold it back. That powertrain consists of McLaren's 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8. What else? Only tuned to 755 brake horsepower for this application, and with a shorter final drive, for truly neck-snapping acceleration. However, where the LT really departs from the dynamic template set down by the McLaren 720S concerns its more flighty balance and limit handling. Simply, the car wants to play, and is probably the most entertaining car that McLaren has ever built. It'll take some yaw at all stages of the corner, perhaps sacrificing some speed in the process, but it's this combination of dynamism with McLaren's hallmark steering and sense of levity that makes the driving experience so memorable. The catch: the 765 LT isn't so easily mastered, so drivers need to show their mettle. 2. Porsche 911 GT3. The supreme hardcore focus, track day hardiness, handling brilliance, driver involvement and performance value of the Porsche 911 GT3 make it a car that absolutely demands recognition. It has become the default answer to any number of questions a newly inducted petrolhead might ask about which car they should buy to maximize return on investment for speed, excitement and driver reward. The only fly in the ointment is that, these days, everyone knows it, and so GT3s have become highly sought after. Though visually showier than before, the 992 GT3 still isn't a machine that advertises its brilliance particularly loudly on paper. The car's 503 brake horsepower 4.0-liter flat-six makes it look a bit outgunned in this company, and even in Porsche's own model range there are several 911s with greater claimed power and outright accelerative performance. But no rival has the GT3's blend of pace, grip, balance and usefully positioned weight. None has the all-round dynamic precision and outstanding controllability needed at once to set blistering lap times and set your imagination racing on track. Our only reservation about this latest 992 series version is that it seems to have been positioned more deliberately as a track car, rather than something that's also very comfortable on the road, and it therefore encroaches on the upcoming GT3 RS position in the range even before that flagship model has been announced. Overall, the GT3 is not quite as well-rounded as the 991 vintage car, in our opinion. However, the big picture is that through 4 generations, and as many mid-cycle revisions, the GT3 has got better and better since the very first one appeared in 1999. Counting some very closely related GT3 derivative offshoots, it has won Autocar's annual Britain's Best Drivers Car contest 4 times. Porsche 911s of various types have won it 7 times. For the record, no other sports car in 3 decades of competition has won it more than twice. 3. McLaren 600 LT. Regular readers of Autocar might be somewhat surprised to see the McLaren 600 LT slide into 3rd place on this list after being crowned Britain's best driver's car for 2018. Make no mistake, the McLaren is a visceral, highly engaging and beautifully balanced hardcore sports car that works sublimely on both road and track. But the fact it doesn't pip the Porsche here just goes to show how highly we regard the outgoing 911 GT3 and the ferocious new 765 LT. The 600 LT is based on the fantastic 570S and is the third longtail model launched by McLaren Automotive. Power has been hiked by 30 brake horsepower to 592 brake horsepower courtesy of a freer-breathing exhaust. The springs are significantly stiffer, its dampers have been retuned, and aggressive new body work now sees it generate even more downforce at speed. As with any track-honed special, it's been stripped out too. In its lightest spec, no aircon, no nose lift, no stereo etc., it weighs 1,247 kilograms dry, less than even the McLaren 620R. The resulting package really is something special indeed, one that steers with the tactile sweetness and accuracy that McLaren has become renowned for, while also now being faster, grippier, and more orally rewarding than ever before. Top work, McLaren, not onto whatever track day hero you're going to spin off the V6 hybrid Artura. 4. Ferrari 488 Pista. Here are the headline stats: 710 brake horsepower, 568 pounds ft, 1,359 kilograms, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.85 seconds, and a price tag of £252, 765 before options. In short, the 488 Pista is a truly serious piece of kit. And an effective one to boot. At our Britain's Best Drivers Car 2018 shootout, the successor to the phenomenal 458 Speciale was the fastest car to lap the Anglesey Coastal Circuit, with a time of 1 minute 11.4 seconds, 1.7 seconds quicker than the McLaren 600 LT. This is a car that's seemingly defined by immediacy. Turn the wheel, and the front end responds with the agility of a pursued hare. Pull one of the steering column-mounted columns and the 7-speed dual-clutch automatic box will swap cogs faster than you can blink. And if you're brave enough to extend all of the throttle's travel, you'll find yourself catching up on the horizon at an alarming rate of pace. Given the Pista's immense potency, it'd be easy to write it off as being a handful on track, but the reality is that it's one of the most balanced, adjustable and flattering cars you can buy. That it's not quite as adept at making the most of its abilities on the road as the McLaren 600 LT sees it slide into fourth place here. But it's an incredibly narrow gap that separates very differently tuned rivals. 5. Porsche 911 GT2 RS. This is where the world's best-loved sports car gets a bit silly. There has never been a faster or more powerful 911 than the 690 brake horsepower, 211 miles per hour GT2 RS. This Uber 911 seeks to combine the involving track focus of the GT3 RS with a level of torque and sheer brute force performance that even a 911 Turbo S struggles to match, with the latter channeled through one driven axle rather than two. It's quite a mission statement, and if only by Porsche's own high standards, it's not entirely successfully delivered upon. But such a tiny detail needn't necessarily come between any GT2 RS owner and the appreciation of what remains a staggeringly compelling driver's car, because the GT2 RS is remarkably good at keeping its ridiculousness largely in check most of the time, unleashing it only when you want it to. The car uses 21 inches rear wheels and 325 section tires to transmit its venom to the tarmac. It has carbon ceramic brakes as standard and a suspension setup even more specialized than that of a GT3 RS. And yet, unlike almost any other 911 GT2 there has ever been, it knows how to behave itself when the occasion calls for it. At other times, it's ballistic, not without turbo lag, how could it be, but still remarkably responsive and linear, and as fast as a hypercar in full cry. It's also approachable and obedient on a track for the most part. It doesn't feel like it's hardwired into your synapses like a GT3, and doesn't involve to quite the same extent. Even so, there's nothing else quite like it.